Hey, what's up, guys? Washington, D.C. has just announced that marijuana is now legal as of Thursday, 12:01 a.m. And guess what? It's past that time right now. It's actually 12:45 as of me making this video in Akron, Ohio. So you may now go to Washington, D.C. and purchase up to 2 ounces of marijuana, if I'm not mistaken. And that's great news. Very great news. Because the war on drugs is a failed war where millions of people have been imprisoned for nonviolent drug offenses and has cost the American taxpayers around $1 trillion over the last 40 or 50 years. And it's a big waste of money. But now you're going to have an extra source of taxes that can go towards schools, repaving roads. Because where I'm at right now in Ohio, I gotta watch out with my car because it's potholes all over the place, and that's pretty much how, and I've been around the country, pretty much the eastern portion of the country though. There's potholes all over the place. So these tax dollars are, it's something that's needed quite a bit. But unfortunately, the GOP, the Republican party of big government, big government, tyrannical government, because that's the stuff that they like to say. They like to say that Obama's a dictator, and the Democrats are they're the party of big government and anti-freedom and anti-choice, and but the Republican Party, there's some fucking hypocrites, and I don't like them. Democrats are one thing, but the Republicans are fucking insane and hypocritical and stupid. And the GOP has just threatened the mayor of DC that if she goes ahead with this, she will now be arrested due to violation of federal law. And the reason for this is because Washington, D.C. is not a state. Believe it or not, it's a district. It's not a state. And if you ask, the American public, most Americans, and from the polls that I read online, 70 to 80% of Americans don't know that Washington, D.C. is not a state, and is actually a district which has no Senate representation and has no congressional representation. And check this, Washington, D.C. has 660,000 people living within the city limits. That's more than Vermont, and that's more than Wyoming. But still, that's a very, very large population. And a lot of people will say that, oh, well, in the Constitution, Washington, D.C. is designated as our federal district, and the founders of this country wanted D.C. to not be part of a specific state because they thought that, let's say Maryland had the capital in it, then it would make it seem as if Maryland has more authority over other states because they have the capital within that state. So that's the reason they did it. But back then, DC didn't have a large population as it does now. And the differences between, let's say, a U.S. territory like Guam or whatever, they actually have to pay federal taxes. And the federal taxes that businesses pay alone within DC is $21 billion in 2012. That's more than 19 states put together in business taxes. And they don't have, any representation within our government. And what's really crazy is that the Tea Party, this movement that's supposed to be about limiting big federal government overreach of, local governments, and they dress up in their silly costumes, and they think they're just like the founding fathers, but the founding fathers were intelligent people, probably the brightest people of their time. So yeah, I don't think they would have much to talk about when it comes, or if they were alive today, I don't think they would be hanging around the Tea Party people. They would probably call them weirdos, but hey, whatever, that's a debate that can be had. But you don't see the Tea Party people fighting for DC to become a state. You want to know why? Because if DC became a state, then that would almost for sure be another Democratic stronghold, and that's why they're against it. But this is supposed to be a party that's all about principle over everything else. It's always about principle. So if I was a Republican Party, I would say, hey, look, the people have spoken. And if they want to have marijuana legal within that city, then so be it. They voted on it, and all the precinct and all the, like, I think it was like 50 or 60 different precincts within Washington D.C. Only one precinct voted against making marijuana legal, and where that one precinct where it lost by like 7 votes, and that's it. 70 to 80% of the city voted in favor of it, and you're saying that we should not have it legal there? That's big government oversight overreach right there. But hey, I just like pointing out hypocrisy. That's how I am. And congratulations to the people of DC for making the right decision, because let's keep it real, the war on drugs has been a big fucking waste of money. And you guys are definitely stepping in the right direction. Not only are you guys going to stop arresting people for, silly shit like having a marijuana blunt or something like that, you guys are also going to have a huge increase in your your taxes, because DC has lots of people visit the city every single year. So not only is it already sort of a tourist destination, more so than any city within Colorado or Washington. I mean, it's the capital of the United States. So I mean, the tax revenue, you guys can probably build all schools, build a new school for every school within your district. I mean, I that's how much money you guys are probably going to make with marijuana being legal within the District of Columbia. And I really want to congratulate the mayor for making the right decision when it comes to this issue, because this is something that needs to be legalized and regulated, period. And that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and have a nice day.